still sleeping. Thank God. Okay, that's good. So first of all is that obedience is actually for you, not for God. When God asks you to do something, there's a reason he's asking you to do that. Now, you may not have the full picture of why he's asking you to do that, but when you do it, you see that a few things are being birthed in you. You start to have spiritual maturity. You build character because sometimes it is hard, and you build a certain level of character that is able to withstand situations that will come subsequently. You also have a higher level of discernment. You know that when God is asking you to do something, you heard from God, or you have it in your spirit, you have that gentle nudging that the Holy Spirit is asking you to do something, and you actually do it. You start to know the voice of the Father when he's speaking, And one of the things I wanted to point out, I was having a conversation with my husband recently, and we're talking about Adam in the garden. And he was explaining to me how there is restraint. God expects us to always have restraint. There's a certain level of obedience that is required from each and every one of us. And trust me, at some point, you will be tested for that. Just take an example of Adam and Eve in the Bible. Why is it that God gave them every single thing? He gave them dominion. But there was one thing he asked of them. And he said, do not eat of this fruit. Why do you think God did that? Personally, I feel like, it could have been a test, or it could have been, when they say God doesn't mess with free will, there has to be something for your free will to need to make a difficult decision on, for you to know whether you do have free will or not, or you have restraint in your free will or not. So in the same way, there is obedience that is expected of us. When God asks us to do things, it's also not about the delayed doing of that thing. It's not the delayed obedience. Is kind of like disobedience if you think about it, because sometimes it's just like you have an idea God has given to you, then you delay to do it. A few days later, a few years later, you see someone doing that exact same thing that God had already given you the idea for before, but you didn't do. So in that way, it's more important for you to trust in God, that if he's asking you to do something, that you can actually run with it. Don't be afraid. There's no plan that is bigger than what God has for you. You can't think of bigger than what God has for you. So if this resonates with you, please comment obedience and like this post, share, comment. God bless you. Have an amazing week. Bye-bye.